is applied on salary. Salary column contains 14 values. From the 14 values, returns what? Maximum. So what the maximum is? 5%. Okay. Can we apply this on height date? Can we apply this on height date? Okay. Can we apply this on height date? Okay. We, sir, here, online students, I started aggregate functions. These are the aggregate function. Max, min, sum, average, count, star. So in aggregate functions, I started the first one. What is the first one is max. Okay. So I started aggregate functions. In aggregate functions, I started max function.
ఆన్లైన్ స్టూడెంట్స్ కి వాయిస్ వినబడుతుంది సార్ ఒకసారి చెక్ చేయండి
Okay.
సార్ చెక్ చేయండి సార్
Okay. So max function. So what max function returns maximum? This function takes one argument. So you applied this max function on salary. You apply this max function on salary. Salary column contains 14 values. From the 14 values, returns maximum value. What is the maximum value is 5,000. Okay, returns 5,000. That's so maximum is 5,000. Next one. So then suppose here that max of what? Height date. Can we apply this on height date? Can we apply this on height date column? I am applying this on height date. So how many dates are there? Same 14. From 14 values, returns maximum. What is the maximum is 20, 21. Okay, now? That. So my dates are there. The height dates are 20, 21, 19, 80, something. So what the maximum is? Maximum is 20, 21. Okay? Yeah. So this is maximum. Next. Can we apply this on e-name? Max of one e-name from EMP. That. So what is this is? This is what? What? Max of e-name. Max of salary, max of height date, max of e-name. Okay. Why what? Alphabetical order. In alphabetical order, what the maximum is what? Then next. What the next one is min. Then min function. Same thing. Returns what? Minimum value. The previous one returns maximum. This returns what? Minimum value. Same thing. Min function also takes one argument. So this takes one argument, but what it returns is minimum. Example, select min of salary from EMP. Then what it returns is minimum salary. So what the minimum salary is? The minimum salary. What the minimum salary is what? Minimum salary. Minimum salary is what's the 800. Okay, then minimum salary is 800. Okay, now that minimum value. From 14 values returns minimum. From 14 values, this returns maximum. Maximum is 5,000. Minimum is what? 800. Okay, then next. Similarly, we can apply this on what? Height date. We can apply this on height date. We can apply this on name. So max of height date, min of height date, 1988. Some height dates are there. 1982, 83. Okay. Next one, 2020, 2021, like that. So what the minimum is? Minimum is 82. Okay, that. So you can apply this on e-name also. We can apply this on e-name. Min of e-name. What is min of e-name is? Minimum e-name. What is the minimum e-name is? Adams. So returns Adams. Okay. Alphabetical order. That's all. Nothing. There is no logic here. alphabetical order, minimum is 8. Alphabetical order, maximum is Z. Z. Okay, then. That's that. What the next one is? Next one is what's the sum? Function is sum. Sum function returns what? Total. Returns total. Okay, that. So returns total. Sum of what? Arguments. Okay, that. Suppose select sum of salary. That sum of salary from PMP. So returns total salary. Returns total salary. The total salary. Returns total salary. That. So 29,300. Okay, 29,300. Total salary. Okay, na? That. Understood. What is this 29,300? All 14 employees' salaries are what? Added. All 14 employees' salaries are added. So returns total. Okay, na? That. So next. Then. What is the next one? Suppose. But this is the total salary paid to all the 14 employees. Yes. Okay. Suppose I don't want to show like this. For example, I want to round total salary to thousands. You can round it to thousands. Don't show 29,300. Round it to thousands. Then what? Select what's the count? Round off what? Sum of salary minus 3. Round off sum of salary minus 3 from what? EMP. Round off sum of salary comma 3 from EMP. Minus 3 means what? Thousands. Minus 2 means hundreds. Minus 1 means tens. So some salary is how much? 29,300. Actual sum salary is how much? 29,300. This is between what range? This is between what range? 29,000 to 30,000. Thousands. Consider only thousands. What average is? 29,500. 29,500. And this is below average or above average? Below average. If it is below average, round it to the lowest. Round it to the lowest. 29,000. Below average. If it is below average, round it to the lowest. Understood that? So 29,300 now. Actual value is below average. If it is below average, round it to the lowest. Equal or above average, round it to highest. So let's then run this query. Now you see this. Here 29,000. Okay. Suppose, like for example, after rounding, display total salary with 1,000 separated. Okay, you rounded now. After rounding, display the total salary with what? 1,000 separated. How? So select what? Okay. After rounding, display the value with 1,000 separated. Then next one. So action function is this. This is the query. Action query is this. What this query is doing? This query is what's the rounding. Rounding the salary to thousands. But after rounding, I want to show 1,000 separated. Then now. What? How to show the value with 1,000 separated? How to show the value with 1,000 separated? To show the values with, okay, 1,000 separated, we have to use a function called what? Convert. Then what's the varchar? So what this is? This is total salary. Total salary is converted to varchar. Why you are converting the total salary to varchar? Because I want to display this value with 1,000 separated. So if you want to show the money in different styles, first convert the money to character type. So this is the money. the money is converted to character type, comma, then what you have to say, what is the style number to display the value with 1000 separated? Style number is what? 1. Style number 1. Okay, then now execute this query. Execute this query. So 29,000 is displayed with 1000 separated like this. Okay, you see this 29,000. So 29,000 is displayed with 1000 separated. Yes or no? So here, if you call one function in another function, you are calling a function in another function, which is executed first. Which is executed first. Sum is executed. What is the sum returns? 29,300. Next, what is executed? Round. Round returns 29,000. Next, what is executed? Convert. What is convert returns? Convert returns what's it? 29, 29, comma, 0, 0. That's all. So execution is always inner to outer, not outer to inner, inner to outer. Okay, that's all. So this is sum. Okay. Next, what the next one is ABG. But once again, suppose for example, sometimes what I want to calculate. So display total salary paid to managers. I don't want total salary paid to all 14 employees. I want to see total salary paid to managers. Then what? Then what we have to write? You have to write what's the select what some salary. Select what's the sum of salary from EMP where job equals to manager. Job equals to manager. Select sum of salary from EMP where job equals to manager. So execute this query. Yeah. So this query will return what's the manager's total salary. Okay, now how much? 8,400. Understood? 8,400. That's all. Okay. So without where condition, then without where, then
Total salary of employees.
sum is applied on all the 14 values. But if where condition, sum is applied on only 3. Suppose there are 3 employees working as managers. So it is applied on only 3 salaries. Okay. Yeah. Next. Suppose calculate what total salary including commission. Then so calculate the total salary, but in total salary calculation include the commission also. Then select sum of salary
Plus
comma commission. Salary comma commission. No. Some function takes how many arguments? Some function takes only one argument, but you are passing 2 arguments. This is wrong. No? Yes or no? Yes. Then salary. Next. Plus commission. Salary plus commission. Okay. Na? Sum of salary plus commission. Then total salary 7,900. What are the total salaries? 7,000. What's that? 900. Okay. Then. So 7,900. It is wrong now. What is the total salary? 29,300. After adding commission, it becomes 7,900. After adding commission, it becomes 7,900. Actually, after adding commission, it should be greater than or equals to 29,300. And now it became less than 29,300. Yes or no? Then. Okay. Then. What? So select what's the sum of salary plus commission from EMP. Then Sum of salary plus commission. Then what? How to handle this?
Is none.
Huh?
Is none.
What the reason is actually, you see the table. You see the table. Email, salary, commission from EMP. See the table. Email, salary, commission from EMP. What then? So what is this is? This is what here actually it's not adding all 14 employees' salaries. It is adding only two. It is adding only two. Four, sorry. This one 1600 plus 300, 1900, 1300 plus 500, 1800, 1900 plus 1800, 2000, 1900 plus 1800, 3000, 3700, 3700 plus what's plus 2700. This is 2700 plus 2700. 5000? 6400. Okay. Next one, 1500. 7000? 9. That means it is not adding on 14 employees, it is adding only 4. Why? Because of their commission, their total salary is what? You see that? Salary plus commission. Salary plus commission. You see this. So what is 1900 plus 1800 plus 2000 plus 1500? Okay. Understood that 3700 plus 2700. So that's 6400 plus 1500, 7900. So it is not adding all 14 employees. It is adding only 4. The remaining are what? Null. Okay. Then, but even though commission is null, but still I want to calculate the total salary. Then what you do? Convert this commission null to 0. Convert this null to what's the 0? How to convert this null to 0? Is null. Is null of what? Commission comma 0. Commission comma 0 as total salary. Now you see this. Now all the 14 employees salaries total is calculated. The sum. Then, but I want to add this 14 values. If you want to add the 14 values, then what do you have to say? You have to say what's the sum? Sum of this. Sum of this. Okay, then. So all 14 employees salaries are added. On that you are applying the sum function. What is the gives? 31,500. Okay. Then. Understood now? That's it. So this is now. That's it. So what is this gives? 31,000. Okay.
Use some
Hmm?
differently.
Some plus some commission. Okay now. Then. Sum of salary plus sum of what's that? Commission. Sum of salary plus sum of commission. Then let's see what
as
that 31,500. Okay. Individually added. Okay. Next. So that's all. This is what's calculating one sum. Next. One more is there. What is that is ABG. What is ABG function? ABG function returns one average value. Function returns average. ABG what's it? Column name. ABG column name. Example. Select what's the ABG of what? ABG of salary from EMP. What it calculates average salary. But the average salary is total salary by number of employees. Total salary by number of employees. Okay, now then. Okay, that. Hello, online students, can you hear me? Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. We're able to hear you.
Yes, sir.
Sir, sometimes your voice is double sound.
Hello.
Your voice is breaking, sir.
ఎక్కడ సెషన్ నోట్ నాట్ గివెన్ సార్
నాట్ క్లియర్ అంటున్నారు, వాయిస్ ఇస్ బ్రేకింగ్ అంటు. ఇప్పుడు ఇది వైఫై కనెక్ట్ అయింది, దీనికి కనెక్ట్ కదా, వైఫై రన్ అవుతుంది. ప్లాన్ బాగుంటుంది, ప్లాన్ ఉంటే బ్రేకింగ్ ఉండదు. కొట్టుపోయిందా? హలో. హలో.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
It's
sir.
audible, sir. It's clear.
Yes, sir.
సార్
Online students, can you hear me?
sometimes your
Yes,
voice
sir.
is
Yes,
break
sir.
breakdown sir.
Hello.
Not visible sometimes sir.
No, sir. Not there, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
మౌస్ రావట్లేదండి. మౌస్. ఓకే. ఓకే. సో then AVG. So what is AVG is AVG returns what? Average. So how the average is calculated? Average is calculated what? Total by number of employees. Total by number of employees. Okay. Then so what is the how much? 2092.857. Suppose if I write some salary by 14, this also will give the same output or not? Yes, 2092.85. So what is average is total by number of. Okay. Then but I don't want to show like this. I don't want to show like this. I want to round this value to 2093. 2092 point something now. If it is 2092 point something, I want to round it to 2093. Then how? Select what? Round. But I want to round it to 2093. Whether it is 2092.1 or 2 or 3 or irrespective of that, I want to round it to 2093. Then so it is 2092 point something bus. But even if it is something, I want to round it to 2093. Then what? So what we have to use? Ceiling. Ceiling what? Average of salary from EMP. From EMP. Then what it is gives? 20 what? 993. So this is between 2092 to 2093 now. Ceiling always rounds the value to highest. Suppose if I apply floor function, suppose if I apply floor, then what it returns is 2092, 2092, 2092. Okay. Then okay. Then clear. Then and one thing is, suppose sum comma what? Sum comma average functions cannot be applied on what? Cannot be applied on some average functions cannot be applied on what? Character comma date columns. Can be applied only on what? Can be applied only on numeric columns. Cannot be applied on what? Character columns. Can be applied only on what? Numeric columns. Okay, that's all. Then next, that's all. So what is this? Is sum and average. What the next one is? Next one is what? Count. What is count? Is count returns what, sir? Number of values. So returns number of values. Number of values present in a column. How many values are present in a column? So count of what? Count of just argument. Then so select what? Count of what? Commission. Count of what, sir? Employee number. Count of employee number from EMP. What it counts? It counts what, sir? What it counts is, it counts how many values are there. How many values are there? 14 values. Okay na? Then so how many values? 14 values. Okay. Then this function returns 14. So suppose then, for example, next one, suppose, but I want to count number of values in commission column. Then I want to find number of values in commission column. How many values? Suppose count of commission from EMP. How many values? Then how many values are present in commission column? 4 values. Number of values, what's that? 4. Okay, now then. So how many values are present in EMPNO 14, commission 4? What about the remaining nulls? Nulls are counted or not counted? Not counted. Okay, then. Okay, now. But count star is there. Count star. Count star. What is count star? Okay, actually, suppose, see, for example, EMPNO. If I select EMPNO, what it will show? It will show employee numbers. But if I say count of EMPNO, then it will count how many employee numbers? How many employee numbers? How many? 14. So similarly, suppose what select star. What is select star will show? Rows. Select star will show what, sir? Rows. 14 rows. The select star is showing all the records of EMP table. But select count star will show how many rows. Select star will show the rows. Select count star will show how many rows. How many rows? How many rows? 14. So returns 14. Select star will show how many rows? 14 rows. So count will return count. How many rows? Okay. Then what is this count star returns? Count star returns number of rows in the table. What it returns is number of rows in a table. How many rows? Then select what? Count star from EMP. So how many rows are there in EMP table? How many rows? Number of rows in EMP table. How many rows? 14 rows. Then 14. So counts are from EMP 14. Number of rows in EMP table 14 rows. Okay, then understood. Then okay, now select star will show the rows. Select count star will show the how many rows. Okay, then suppose for example, I don't want to see how many rows. I don't want to see how many rows. Okay, what the difference between count and count star? Huh? What the difference is? Okay, then suppose for example there is a table T1. So table T1 F1, fill F1. So what is this is 1 2 3. Suppose like let's say okay 10, next one null, next one 20, next one null, next one 30, 30, next one null, like this. Okay, so data is like this. Suppose I'll say count of F1. Count of F1 means how many? Count of F1. How many values? Huh? 3 values. How many values? 3. Next, count star. Count star. So count star returns how many? 6. Okay, count of F1 returns 3 because count of field name, it will eliminate what's that? Nulls. Nulls are not counted. So it will count only not null values 10, 20, 30, 3. But count star counts rows. If null or not null, it will not check. If the row is there, counted. So this is the row counted. This is the row counted. This is the row counted. So how many rows are there? 6 rows. Whether the value is null or not null, that is secondary. If row is there, it is counted. Okay, that's all. So this is the difference between count and what's that? Count star. Count function ignores nulls. Nulls are not counted, but counts nulls also. Okay, then now, for example, I want to find out how many employees joined in 1981. Then how many employees joined in 1981? Then what? What? Select what's that? Count star from EMP. Select count star from EMP. So what it will count? It will count how many rows in EMP table, but is asking number of employees joined in 1981. Then what? You have to apply where condition. Where what? So year equals to 1981. So how to get the year? YY comma height date equals to 1981. So year equals to 1981. So how many? No employee. Suppose all these employees joined in 2021 like this. So 2021 year equals to 2021. How many? 10. Okay. Then let's say 2021. So where what? Date part. Date part, what's her? YY, comma, what height date equals to 2021. Okay, then next. So suppose, for example, I want to see the employees who are joined in, okay, who are joined in Sunday, who are joined on Sunday. How many employees joined on Sunday? Then you can use what? Date name, DW. So what? Height date. From height date, get the day of the week. So if day of the week equal to Sunday, then count. So how many employees joined on Sunday? 0. Suppose if I give Saturday, then suppose if I give Saturday, then how many employees? 3. Okay, then so there are 3 employees. Understood? Next one, suppose I want to see how many employees joined in, how many joined in 1981 second quarter? How many employees joined in 1981 second quarter? So where, what? Date part. Date part, what's that? YY equals to height date equals to 1981 and what? Date part. Date part QQ comma height date equals to 2. Quarter equals to 2. Year equals to 1981. Quarter equals to 2. So like 2021, let's say not 1981, it is changed to what's it? 2021. Yes or no? 2021 quarter to second quarter. So what is this gives? Count. How many? 3. There are 3 employees. You want to see the employee details. To see the employee details, what you have to write? Select star. If you write select star, it will show the details. If you write select count star, it will show the number of employees. You write count star, it will show count. How many? You want to see the details? Select star. So it will show the employee rows. Okay. So there are 3 employees joined in 2021, April, May, June. April, May, June means second quarter or not? Yes. Okay. That's so what are these? These are all what's then? Okay, na? Then understood. So that's all. Okay. What are these functions? These functions are called aggregate functions. Okay. But here, see, one rule is that what that is, then aggregate functions are not allowed in where class, not allowed in where class, and they're allowed only in select comma having clauses. Not allowed in where class, they're allowed in only 2 clauses, select and having. That means this query is not allowed. Select what's that? Ename from EMP where select ename from EMP where salary equal to max of salary. Select ename from EMP where salary equal to max of salary. What is this query gives? This query gives what's that? Maximum salary. This query gives maximum. It gives what's that? Error. Why? Huh? Why this query gives? So what I want is actually I want to name of the employee earning the maximum. I want name of the employee earning what's that? Maximum. So then I'm writing like this, but this query gives what? Error. What it says? Aggregate may not appear in where class. So that means aggregate functions are not allowed in where class. They're allowed in only 2 classes, select and what's that? Having class. Okay. Then suppose select what's her department number from EMP. So from EMP where count equals to 3. Find the department where count equal to 3. So this is also what? Not allowed in where class. Okay. Not allowed in where class. Aggregate may not appear in where class.
count is not allowed in where class. Okay, why? Because where class execution is different. Okay, na? Aggregate function execution is different. See here, actually, how the where class is executed row by row. Max is applied on group of rows. So it is applied on row by row, but this is applied on what? Group of rows. So that's why we cannot call this function in where class. Okay, na? Then. Oh. Mm, mm, mm. Subquery. We'll see. Subquery stop. How to overcome this problem? How to overcome this problem means use subquery. Okay, na? Then.
Sir,
So
how to
subqueries, there is a topic in that subqueries topic. We'll see. That's all. So this is what. Okay. Then a constraint. What is that? Is aggregate functions not allowed in where. Then that's all. So with this functions topic is what completed. So we completed the functions topic in that. So we discussed various functions. First we started with what's that? Date functions. Okay, then first we started with date functions. So in date functions, then what? Date. In date functions, what's it? Date part, then date name. Next one, date part, date name, then format, date add, date diff. Next one. Okay, that's all. EO month. Okay, now then, then next. What the next one is? String character functions. In character functions, what is covered? Upper, lower, next one, len, next one, left, right, next one, substring, next one, char index, next one, what? Replicate, next one, replace, next one, translate. Next. What the next one is? Numeric. Numeric functions, what? Round, what? Ceiling, next one, floor. Okay, then next, conversion. In conversion, I covered two. Cast and what? Convert. Next. After this, then special functions. I covered one function. What is that? Is null. Next one, analytical. So analytical. What's it? Analytical. Round. Sorry. What? Rank. Next one, dense rank. Next one, row number. Next one, aggregate. What's that? Max, min, sum, average, count star. That's that. That's it. So these are the what's that? Functions. Functions plays most important role in writing queries. Okay, then when complex scenarios are there, compulsory we must use functions. Without functions, solving the complex task is what? Difficult. Okay, then you have to find out a suitable function. For this scenario, this function is suitable. For this scenario, this function is suitable. You have to find out the suitable function. Then only can able to write that query. Okay, then that's next. Okay, now then. So then next. But here, if you see this, what is, for example, you see this, select what's that? Sum, select sum of salary from EMP. What is this calculating? Just calculating total salary. The total salary paid to all 14 employees. Yes, but I don't want to total salary paid to all the 14 employees. I want to calculate this department wise. Understood? I want to calculate this what's the department wise. That means what I want is 10th department how much, 20th how much, 30th how much, 40th how much, like this. Suppose say there are 3 departments. I want to calculate this department wise. 10th department how much, 20th how much, 30th how much. So department wise total salary. Okay, then how? So how to calculate what's the department wise total? Okay, na? Then so that means don't apply this sum function on what's that? Don't apply this sum function on all table. Apply this sum function on what's that? Each department. Don't apply this sum function on all table. Apply this sum function on each department. To apply this sum function on each department, first of all, you have to group the rows based on what's that? Department. You have to group the rows based on what? Department. Suppose, for example, okay, for example, then, for example, then suppose, see, suppose, for example, if data is like this, 1 second, if data is like this, what? So suppose e name, comma, what's it? E name, comma, salary, department number from EMP. If data is like this, it cannot calculate department wise total. If data is like this, if we give this data to SQL server, it cannot calculate department wise total. If we give the data like this, okay, if we give the data like this, then if we give the data like this, then it can calculate department wise total. Understood? So then if we give the data like this, then it can calculate department wise total. If we give the data like this, it cannot calculate department wise. If we give the data like this, it can calculate department wise. What is this is called? This is called grouping. You are creating what's that? Groups. So how many groups you created? 3. Employee who belongs to 10th department is one group. Employees who belongs to 20th is one group. Employees who belongs to 30th is what's that? One group. And from each group, you calculate what's it? Salary, the total salary. Apply some salary on this group, apply some function on this group, apply the sum function on this group. So instead of applying the sum function on all table, now I want to apply some function on each department. To apply the sum function on each department, first of all, you have to group the data based on what's that? Department. How to group the data based on department? By using one class. What that class is called? Group by class. Okay, then. So by using one, that is group by class. Okay, so what for group by? Group by class is used to group what's that? Rows, grouping the rows, creating the groups, creating the employee groups. But groups are created based on something, yes or no? Suppose, for example, I want to find out total strength in the class. To find total strength in the class, grouping is not required. I want to find out how many boys, how many girls, then grouping is required. Make boys one group, girls one group, then count. Okay, na? Total strength, grouping is not required. How many boys, how many girls, then grouping is required. So create the groups based on gender. Yes or no? Create the groups based on gender, then count. So here also, I want department wise total. Then first create the groups based on department, then count total salary. Understood? Department wise count. First create the groups based on department, then count. How many 10th department, how many 20th, how many 30th, how many? Yes or no? But question is how to group by using what's it? Group by class. So group by class is used to what's it? Group rows based on what? One or more columns. Use it to group rows based on one or more columns. Okay. Use it to group rows based on one or more columns. To what for? To calculate what? To calculate. Okay. Min. Next one. Max. Sum. Average. Count for each group. Use it to group rows based on one or more columns to calculate min, max, sum, average, count for each group. Okay. Then. Clear. Next. For example, then, for example, for example, to calculate what's it? To calculate what? Department wise total salary. For example, to calculate department wise total salary, first what? First we need to group rows based on department. For example, to calculate department wise total, first we need to group rows based on department and apply what? Apply what's that? Some function on each department. Instead of applying it on whole table. Okay, department wise total. First we need to group rows based on department and apply some function on each department instead of applying it on whole table. That's all. Okay, then earlier we applied the function on whole table. Now I want to apply this function on groups. But to apply this function on groups, first create the groups. How to create the groups? By using group by. That's all. Okay. Then. So then now. Okay, na? Then now what is the example is? Example is this. Suppose you take employee number. Suppose for example, name, next one salary, next one department. Then suppose one, for example, A, then salary 5,000, department number is 10. Next two, what is this is B. So this is something 4,020. Okay. Then suppose 3, C, salary is something 3,000, department 30. Next one 4D, salary is what? 5,000, suppose 10 or 20. Okay. Next one 5E, then suppose salary is what? Then 3,000, department is what? 10, like this. Okay. Then so this is the table. So how many rows? 5 rows. Then what is the output I want? I want this output. What is this output I want? I want this output. What is that is? 10th department total. What is the 10th department total? 8,000. 20th total. What is the 20th total? 20th total 9,000. What is 30th total? 30th total is what? 3,000. Okay. 10th department total 8,000. 20th 9,000. 30th 3,000. Like this. So I want this output. If I want this output, then what we have to use? Group by. Okay. Group by. Okay. Now there. So this is the actual table. From this table, I want this output. To get this output, we have to use what? Group by. Okay. Then next one. Suppose, but what is this is actually called table. What is this table? Table contains what? Whatever the table contains, that is called detailed data. Okay. Because it gives the details. What details? Employee details. What is the ID? What is the name? What is the job? What is the salary? Like this. What is this is called? This is called what's it? Summarized data. What is this is called? Detailed data. What is this is called? Summarized data. Okay, na? Summarized data. So what is group by? Group by class what? Converts detailed data to what? Summarized data, which is useful for what? Which is useful for analysis. If anyone wants to analyze the data should be in what? If you want to analyze the data should be in summarized form. If data is in summarized form, analysis is easy. If data is in detailed form, analysis is difficult. Okay. For analysis, the data should be summarized form. Then how to convert detailed data to summarized data? By using group by. So group by class converts detailed data into what? Summarized data, which is useful for analysis. Okay. Then understood. So the data should be what? summarized. If data is in summarized form, so analysis can be easy. Okay, then clear. So then how to convert detailed data to summarized data by using group by class. Okay, then so then next, how to use group by. What is the syntax is select what's that columns, select columns from table name, next one where condition, next one group by what column, column name, group by column names, column 1, column 2, like this. You can also group based on multiple columns. Next one, what is the next, having condition, having condition. Next one, order by column, column ascending or what's that descending, order by column ascending or descending. Then that's so what is this is what syntax. Okay, then now so what is the execution? Okay, now what the execution is? Okay, then so how this is executed? You write like this, you write like this is the syntax. But how SQL server executes? SQL server executes like this. First, what's it? From class. Next one, where. Next one, group by. Next one, having. Next one, select. Next one, order by. This is order of execution. So you write query like this. Developer will write query like this, but SQL server execute like this. It will not execute in the same order. It will execute in different order. What is that order? This order. So first, which class is executed? From class. First, which is executed? From. Next one, where. Next one, group by. Next one, having. Next, select. Next, order by. So this is order of execution. Okay, then. So suppose then, for example, let's see. I want to display department wise total salary. Okay, na? I'm asking department wise total salary. Then what is this query gives? This query gives total salary from all table, but is not asking from all table, is asking department wise. Then apply this sum function on each department. To apply this sum function on each department, first you group the data. How? Group by what? Department number. If you say group by department number, what happens? 10th department becomes one group, 20 becomes one group, 30 becomes one group. Okay. Now the sum function is applied on each group. It go to this group, calculate the sum. What is the sum? 8750. It go to this group, calculate the total. Suppose what is the total? Maybe something, what's it? Then like 15,000 something like this, maybe 30th. So total salary. Okay, 9,000 something. Now let's see. Suppose it applies this sum function on each 8,800, 10,000, 9,600. Okay, then but what is this is? This is department total. But what the problem is? Which department total is 8,800? Which department total is 10,000? Which department total is 9,600? So in the output, show the department number also. How to show the department number? Select what? Department number. If you select, it will show as what's that? Total salary. So what it will show? It will show department wise total. 10th department 8,800, 20th 10,900, 30th 9,600. So department total. Understood that? That's okay. Now same query. Here also you can run this. So 20, 40, 14,000, 10th 8,700, 30th 9,000. Okay. So what it is showing department wise total. That's all. Clear then. Now clear now. That's all. So first it go to the table. This is the table. First it go to the table. After going to the table, what it creates? It creates what's it? First what is executed from? That means first it go to the table. After going to the table, what is the next one? Pair is not there. What is the next one? Group. Group by is executed. So creates groups based on department. Then what? 10th becomes what? One group. 20 becomes one group. 30 becomes one group. What is the next one? Select. Select is executed. What select is selecting? Department number and total salary. So select is usually applied on what? Usually, if you write like this, select e name. If you write like this, select is executed on what? If you write like this, select is executed on each row. Select is applied on each row. It go to first row, select e name. Go to second row, select e name. Go to third row, select e name. Select is usually applied on each row. Now, if you write like this, select is not applied on each row. Select is applied on each group. After group by, whatever is executed, that is applied on each group. So select is applied on each group. This select is not applied on each row. This select is applied on what's that? The select is applied on each group. It go to first group. From first group, what you are selecting? Department number and some salary. So what is the department number? 10. Some salary. Calculate the sum salary. Next, go to second group. From second group, what it selects? Department number. What is the department number? 20. Calculates some salary. Go to third group. Select department number. Calculates some salary. So whatever you write it here, this is applied on each group, not applied on each row. Okay. Then that's it. So then that's it. This is what output. Okay. Then next. Next one. Suppose then, for example, I want what like display, then display number of employees, display what's that? Job wise summary. Okay. I want to show job wise summary. Okay. Now then I want to show the job wise summary. So summary means, okay, then I want to show job by summary. Then group by what? Job. Grouping is based on job. Then clerk becomes one group. Manager becomes one group. So job wise what? Okay, then. So what is summary? I want minimum salary. I want what's that? Maximum salary. Then next one, I want total salary. Total salary as total salary. I want number of employees, count star as count. Okay, now then. So minimum salary, maximum salary, total salary, number of employees. This whole thing is called summary. Then okay, now then. So then, understood. Then so this is the query. So what this query gives? Job wise summary. Okay, now then. Suppose analyst, what is 3,000? Minimum salary is 3,000. Maximum is 3,000. Total is 6,000. How many employees? How many analysts? Two. Two analysts. So it is showing department wise summary. Okay. Then, sorry, job wise summary. Understood. Then, okay. Now, then, next, next one. But I want to display, for example, year wise number of employees. Then year wise number of employees. Okay. Then what? So previous one job wise, but I want what year wise. Then grouping is based on what? Grouping is not based on height date. Grouping is based on year. Okay. So to get the year, date part, what's our YY comma height date. So grouping is based on year. Then in output also, I want to show year as year plus I want to show count, year wise count. Okay, now then 82 to 83, 1, 20, 21 like this. So what it is showing is year wise count. Okay, then so previous one, what job wise, this is what year wise. Okay, next. But this is showing what all the years, but I don't want all years. I want particular years. So it is showing all the years. What, for example, 80, 81, 82, 83, like this. I want to show only 2020. Then, so group wise number of employees where year equal to what's it? Year equals to 2020, next 2021. Only these 2 years. Then next what you have to do is apply what's that where condition, where what date part, then YY comma what height date in 2020, 2021. So what it will show? Only year wise count. Okay, then. So it will not show all the years. It will show only these 2 years. From table, what rows are sent to this where class? Suppose from table, all rows are sent to where class. Where class selects only these two. Where class selects only these two. So 2020, how many join? 1. 2021, how many join? 10. So this where class selects how many rows? 11 rows. The 11 rows are sent to what? Group by. Group by will create the groups. How many groups are created? Two groups. One group is 2020, one group is 2021. So it creates two groups. And for each group, it will count how many rows. 2020, how many rows? 1. 2021, how many rows? 10. That's all. First go to the table. So from table, it will select 14 rows. All 14 rows are sent to group by group, sorry, where class. Where class selects only specific rows. Which rows are selected? Only the employees who are joined in these 2 years. So how many rows satisfying this condition? 11 rows. How many rows are selected? 11 rows. 11 rows are sent to what? Group by. Group by will create groups based on year. How many groups are created? Two groups. 20, 20, 21. Two groups. From each group, it will return what's it? Year end count. From each group, it will return the year end count. So here is what? Like count 1. Year is 2021. Count is 11. Okay. Then that's all. Okay. Na? So then, for example, suppose I'll ask display departments having more than 3 employees. I want to find the departments having more than 3 employees. So find the departments having more than 3 employees. Okay, then what? So find the departments having more than 3 employees. Then how to write this? Okay, so I want to find out like departments having more than 3 employees. So select what? Department number, then department number. So what? Department wise count star. Okay, as count. So from EMP, grouping is based on what? Department number. But I'm not asking, sorry, then where group by what? Group by department number. So grouping is based on department number. But I don't want all the departments. I want only the departments having more than 3 means count greater than 3. Then where what? Count greater than what? 3. So count greater than 3. But this query gives error. What it says, aggregate may not appear in what's that? Where class. Aggregate not allowed in where class. Because so there is a rule here. Yes or no? So I given here in this. So aggregate functions not allowed in where class. Okay. Then so actually what the reason is? The reason is SQL server cannot calculate department wise count before group by. What is this count greater than 3? Department count greater than 3. Yes or no? You're asking for department count greater than 3, then select. Department count greater than 3, then select. But SQL server cannot calculate department wise count before group by. It can calculate only after group by. Only after group by. It cannot calculate before group by. It can calculate only after group by. Okay. Then so, but you are applying this condition before group by. That's why it is giving error. Understood? Then then so this query gives what? Error. This query gives error. Okay. Then so because what the reason is then so SQL server what it cannot calculate what department wise count before group by and it can calculate only after group by so apply the condition what's that counts are greater than 3 after group by using what having clause. Okay. Then how to apply the conditions after group by? If you want to apply the conditions after group by, use having clause. You want to apply the conditions before group by, use where clause. So where is for before group by, having is for after group by. Now let's apply the same condition. What having, what's that? Counts are greater than 3. Then so 25, 36. That's okay. Na? Then that's so this is what then. Okay. So difference when to use where clause, when to use what having clause. Okay. Now then. So what is the difference between what where and having? So both are used for what? Both used for applying the conditions. Then so what the difference is? Okay. So where clause is for what? From table you want to select what? Specific rows. Okay. To select specific rows, then use where clause. Having is to select what? Specific groups. To select specific groups, use having. To select specific rows, use where clause. Where is for to select specific rows. Having is for to select specific groups. Where conditions applied? Conditions applied what? Applied before group by. And having conditions applied what? Conditions applied. What's that? After group by. Where is applied before group by? Having is applied after group by. So where conditions are applied before group by, having conditions applied after group by. Okay. Then next, use where clause. One easiest method is, so in condition, suppose in condition aggregate function is not there, use where clause. If aggregate function is there, then use having clause. So use where clause. Use where clause if condition doesn't contain what? If condition doesn't contain aggregate function. Aggregate function. And use having clause. Okay. Use having if condition contains what? If condition contains aggregate function. Then so use where clause if condition doesn't contain aggregate. Use having clause if condition contains aggregate. That's so this is the what? The difference between what's it? Where and what having. Okay. Then now so before group by, you want to filter. Before group by, you want to filter the data. Then where class. After group by, you want to filter the data. Then use having class. Okay. Then suppose, for example, I'll ask, I want to find what's that. Okay. Na? Then find the like departments. Okay. So display departments. Display departments. Okay. Then so display, suppose what's that 10th and what's that display 10th and 20th departments count. Display 10th and departments count. Okay, having more than 3 employees. More than 3 employees. Then so display 10th and departments. Okay, count having more than 3 employees. In 10 and 20, which department is having more than 3 employees? I want to show the department. Then so how to write this query? Then so suppose what's her select department number. Select department number. So it is showing all, but is not interested in all. Is interested in only 10 and 20. Then where department number in 10 comma 20. So it will select from table. It will not select all 14 rows. It will select only the employees belongs to 10 and 20. So there are 3 employees belongs to 10. There are 5 employees belongs to 20. Then total it returns 10 plus 5, 8. How many rows selected? 8 rows. So, and next what's that? Group by. So what it creates? Groups, and group by creates groups. And for each group, then it will select what? Okay, na? Then 10, 3, 25. Okay, na? 10, 3, 20, what's that? 5. 10th department 3, 20th 5. But I don't want to select all. I want to select only the departments having more than 3. Then next apply having what count star greater than 3. Okay. Then so first go to the table, select the employees 8 rows. 8 rows are sent to group by. Group by will create groups. How many groups are created? 2 groups. It go to the first group. First group count greater than 3? No. And go to second group. Second group count greater than 3? Yes. Then that's all. Okay, na? Then, then that's all. Okay, na?